Turning 30 is supposed to mean something. It is that milestone where you finally feel like a real adult, like you have figured out at least some piece of this complicated puzzle called life. I had been married to Lauren for 4 years, together for 6, and I genuinely believed we were happy. I had no idea that my 30th birthday would become the day I discovered who my wife really was, and trust me, what I found out changed everything. Before I take you through the most painful and ultimately liberating day of my life, I would love to know where you are watching from. Drop your city in the comments below. If stories about betrayal, finding strength, and starting over resonate with you, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a story. Now let me tell you how a simple hotel cake turned my entire world upside down and somehow set me free. I met Lauren 6 years ago at an outdoor concert in Zilker Park right here in Austin. She was standing near the food trucks laughing with her friends, and something about the way she threw her head back when she laughed caught my attention. She was wearing a yellow sundress, and the late afternoon sun made her look like she was glowing. I walked up to her nervous as hell and asked if she knew what band was playing next. She did not, but she smiled and said we could figure it out together. That was Lauren back then. Spontaneous, warm, the kind of person who made you feel like you were the only one in the room. We dated for 2 years before I proposed, and our wedding was small, intimate, just close family and friends in a little vineyard outside the city. When she said I do, I remember thinking I was the luckiest man alive. 4 years of marriage, 4 years of building a life together. We bought a house, adopted a rescue dog named Biscuit, and talked about having kids someday. I worked as a software engineer, mostly from home, while Lauren climbed the ladder at her marketing firm. She was ambitious, driven, and I admired that about her. When she got promoted 6 months ago and started working under a new regional manager named Derek, I was proud of her. I even took her out to celebrate. Looking back, the signs were there. I just refused to see them. Over those 6 months, Lauren started coming home later and later. She blamed it on a big project, said Derek was pushing the team hard to meet deadlines. I believed her. Why would I not? She was my wife. When she started leaving the room to take phone calls, she said it was work stuff, confidential client information. When she began sleeping with her phone under her pillow instead of on the nightstand, I told myself she was just stressed. I was a fool. The morning of my 30th birthday, I woke up early. Not because I am a morning person, but because I was excited. Birthdays had always been a big deal in our house. Last year, Lauren threw me a surprise party. She invited all my friends, ordered my favorite barbecue, and even got a custom cake shaped like a video game controller. I figured 30 would be even more special. I was wrong. Lauren was already up when I walked into the kitchen. She was rushing around, grabbing her keys, checking her bag, barely looking at me. I waited for her to say something. Happy birthday. I love you. Anything. But she just poured coffee into her travel mug and headed for the door. Any plans for tonight? I asked, trying to sound casual. She paused, not even turning around. Oh, I have that work dinner, remember? The one with the regional managers. I told you last week. I did not remember her telling me that. I would have remembered if she said she would be busy on my birthday. But I nodded anyway, hoping maybe she was just pretending, setting up some elaborate surprise. Okay, I said. Have a good day. She walked over, kissed me quickly on the cheek, and was gone. No happy birthday. Not even a hint that she remembered what day it was. I spent the day trying to work, but I could not focus. I kept checking my phone, waiting for a text from her. Something like, just kidding, meet me at 7 for dinner, or happy birthday, babe. I have something special planned. But nothing came, not a single message. Around noon, I called my mom in Ohio. She wished me happy birthday, asked what Lauren had planned. I lied and said she was putting together something special. I could not admit to my own mother that my wife had apparently forgotten I existed. By late afternoon, I sent Lauren a text. What time will you be home? She replied 2 hours later. Just 3 words. Late. Do not wait up. Love you. No heart emoji like usual. No mention of my birthday. Nothing. I sat in our living room as the sun went down. Biscuit curled up at my feet, wondering what was happening to my marriage. That is when my phone rang. The number was unfamiliar, local area code. I almost did not answer, but something made me pick up. Is this Rick, Lauren's husband? The voice was female, hesitant. Yes. Who is this? My name is Megan. I work with Lauren. She paused, and I could hear her breathing like she was trying to decide whether to continue. I do not know if I should be telling you this, but I thought you deserved to know. Especially today. My stomach dropped. Know what? There is no work dinner tonight, Rick. That event was canceled 3 days ago. I gripped the phone tighter. What are you talking about? Megan's voice got quieter, like she was afraid someone might hear. I saw Lauren leave the office with Derek around 4. They were close, laughing, touching, and I happened to see an email on Derek's computer last week. He booked a room at the Grandview Hotel, room 304. The world tilted. I felt like I might throw up. I am sorry, Megan said. I just thought you should know. Happy birthday, by the way. I am really sorry it is like this. She hung up, and I sat there in the dark kitchen phone still pressed to my ear, listening to nothing. For a long time I did not move. I could not. My brain was trying to process what I had just heard, but it felt like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. Lauren, my Lauren, the woman I had loved for 6 years, married for 4, the woman who promised to stand by me forever. She was at a hotel right now, with another man. On my birthday. I grabbed my keys and drove to the Grandview Hotel. The drive took about 20 minutes, but it felt like hours. My hands were shaking on the steering wheel, my mind racing through every possibility. Maybe I would get there and find nothing. Maybe Lauren really was at some work event and Megan had made a mistake. Maybe this was all just a terrible misunderstanding. I pulled into the parking lot and scanned the rows of cars, and there it was. Lauren's navy blue Honda Civic, parked near the side entrance. The same car I had helped her pick out 2 years ago. The same car she drove to work every morning, kissing me goodbye. My heart stopped. I walked into the hotel lobby, trying to look normal, like I belonged there. The lobby was elegant, all marble floors and soft lighting. A bar sat off to one side, and I made my way over, ordered a whiskey, and found a seat with a clear view of the elevators. I waited. 45 minutes passed. I nursed my drink, watching every person who came and went. Businessmen with briefcases, couples holding hands, a family with tired kids. None of them were her. Then the elevator doors opened, and my whole world collapsed. Lauren stepped out, and she was not alone. A tall man with dark hair walked beside her, his hand resting on the small of her back. He was wearing a charcoal gray suit, expensive looking, and he leaned down to whisper something in her ear. She laughed, that same laugh I had fallen in love with at Zilker Park, and looked up at him with an expression I recognized. It was the way she used to look at me. I watched as they stood near the elevator, talking softly. He reached up and brushed a strand of hair from her face. She smiled, touched his arm. Everything about their body language screamed intimacy. This was not a work relationship. This was something else entirely. My phone buzzed. I looked down and saw the text I had sent earlier still showing as delivered. I watched Lauren pull out her phone, glance at the screen, smile slightly, and put it back in her purse without responding. She had seen my message. Miss you. Happy birthday to me, I guess. And she had ignored it. Derek, because it had to be. Derek kissed her forehead and said something that made her laugh again. Then he walked toward the main entrance while Lauren turned and headed back to the elevator. Back to room 304. I sat there, frozen, the whiskey burning in my stomach. The bartender asked if I was okay. I could not answer. I drove home in a daze, my mind blank and screaming at the same time. When I got inside, I went straight to Lauren's laptop, the one she always left at home because she had a work computer at the office. The password was our wedding anniversary. How fitting. What I found made everything worse. Emails going back 4 months. 4 months of, I miss you, and last night was amazing, and I cannot stop thinking about you. Photos I wish I had never seen. Plans for weekend trips that Lauren had told me were team-building exercises. A message from Derek asking when she was going to tell me. Her response made me physically ill. After the holidays, I need to figure out the finances first. She was not just cheating. She was planning to leave me, and she was calculating how to do it in a way that benefited her the most. I checked our joint bank account next. Withdrawals I had never noticed. Spa visits, expensive restaurants, gifts. She had been using our money we both earned to fund her affair. I took screenshots of everything. Every email, every photo, every bank statement. I sent them to myself, saved them on a USB drive. If this was going to end, I needed ammunition. Then I sat in the dark and thought about what to do next.